Thank you, Handel. Good evening and welcome to tonight's regional news. Starting off with news from our neighbor in Brazil. It took less than 3 minutes for 8 armed men to make off with 30 million US dollars worth of gold bars from Sao Paulo's international airport, possibly the second largest heist in Brazil's history. Criminals disguised as federal police officers drove to the Guarulhos airport on Thursday afternoon in an SUV and flatbed truck, both fashioned to look official according to the airport's press office. Security camera footage shows them wearing balaclavas and giving orders to cargo terminal employees, one of whom used a forklift to load the precious cargo onto the truck's bed. The gold was bound for New York, the airport press office said in an email, without disclosing its provenance. Sao Paulo's civil police, which is in charge of the investigation, said that the men took 720 kilograms in bars valued at $110 million. The crime was perpetrated by a well-organized gang, Police Chief Carlos Miguel told reporters on Friday. This certainly wasn't their first robbery. Brazil has been the site of a series of audacious heists. In the largest robbery in the country's history in 2005, thieves tunneled into the central bank's regional unit in Fortaleza to take the equivalent of 67 million in the local currency. Over to news coming out of Jamaica. In what seemed as an unprecedented operation, the entire plane load of passengers on Air Canada flight AC-1803 from Kingston, Jamaica, had every piece of their luggage searched and some items confiscated by customs agent at Pearson Toronto International Airport in Canada. The late-night flight Thursday, which had been delayed by almost an hour, leaving Kingston about 9:45, culminated with the 2-hour-long operation, which featured several sniffer dogs and more custom agents than usual. While the Jamaicans were visibly upset at having to bear everything in their luggage, as anxious relatives waited outside to pick them up, they cooperated with the Canadian customs officer, and the search appeared to have been carried out without incident. Several passengers said the agents had taken away tins of Grace corned beef patties, open tins of Akis, tore up small bags of coffee bought at duty-free shops at the airport, and rummaged through other packed items. But most fruits like mangoes and soursop, sugarcane, and sliced breadfruit survived the examination. Asked for a reason for confiscating the corned beef, one agent said the product was allowed in Canada only from the United States. There was a speculation that the unusual search of Jamaicans was linked to an undercover operation carried out by members of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police in Kitchener, Canada, in which 11 people, including 2 Sunswing airline employees, were arrested and accused of importing cocaine through the Pearson airport. And finally, still in Jamaica, a team of investors, including Jamaican aviation veteran Glenn Logan, led by Yann Le Provost of the French-based company, has taken over operations of the problem-plagued Fly Jamaican Airways. The new owners, who took over the reins on Friday from the Guyanese operators Paul and Roxanne Reese, have promised to address issues affecting the carrier, including payment of salaries, ticket refunds, and the payment of outstanding debt. Logan said this step is significant for many different reasons: to restore confidence in the Jamaican people, the flying public, and the tourism industry in Jamaica. He added that the new team is not just going to concentrate on the ethnic market, but also the tourism market. He further added that plans are underway for flights to resume in September. Logan comes to Fly Jamaica with years of experience in the aviation industry, including that of working with Air Jamaica, Air Canada, and other airlines in Canada. He also started Canada 3000 Airlines and established a small airline out of South Florida. According to Logan, things will be different this time with the airline, as it will be a lateral integration, which will see Fly Jamaica vacations, a hotel, and much focus on ground handling, so as to ensure that the money circulates within the company. Fly Jamaica Airways, that was based in Georgetown, Guyana, started operating on February 14, 2013. However, the carrier was grounded following an incident at the Cheddi Jagan International Airport on November 9, 2018, when the 757 Boeing aircraft destined for Toronto, Canada, encountered difficulties and made an emergency landing with more than 100 passengers on board. In March, the airline was forced to let go of hundreds of staff. The then Chief Executive Officer, Paul Rees, said that due to the lack of aircraft and the impact it had on the company's financial position, the company had no alternative but to make all of its employees redundant from March 31. And that's a wrap for your regional news this evening. Thank you for watching. Back to you, Handel.